please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Well, a very good evening and welcome back. Now, on to the big event that we're tracking. The 6-member Monetary Policy Committee, headed by the RBI Governor Urjit Patel, is meeting for the first time in FY19. The two-day meeting comes at a time when pressure has been mounting on the Monetary Policy Panel to cut interest rates in the wake of declining retail inflation and the need to fuel growth momentum. Now, is the panel expected to yield to these demands? And what are the other big issues on its agenda? Lata Venkatesh now joins us with the highlights from the CNBC TV18 poll. Lata, take us through the expectations.
Well, there has been so much of a seesaw in bond markets in the last 8 to 12 weeks that most participants expect that the policy will not do anything. An equilibrium is there in the market, and therefore the poll says that 100% of the respondents expect no action. But will there be action later on in the year? There the street is divided, with about 40% believing that there could be one rate hike at least in the remaining part of the year, and that is what people will look for in terms of cues. One of the cues will come from what is the RBI's growth trajectory likely to be. It's the first policy of the year and it's accompanied by a monetary policy report, so people will look for the forecast. Will growth forecast be lowered? The current forecast for FY19, the last forecast available from RBI, was 7.2%, already modest. So will RBI lower that because of, the problems in the banking space, the NPAs that have to be provided for? Any mention of that will mean it's a dovish policy. Alternatively, will inflation forecast be increased or decreased? At the moment, the inflation forecast stands at 5.1 to 5.6 for the first half and 4.5 to 4.6 in the second half. There could be pressures to increase it because crude, after all, has increased compared to what it was when the previous forecasts were arrived. If the crude is assumed to be, previously it was assumed to be $55. If the assumption is, say, $65, then accordingly this will have to be revised up. MSP is another issue, another reason why it could be revised up. Any hint of upward risk to our trajectory could be something which the markets will see as hawkish. So ultimately, that's what market participants will watch out for. The tone will be more hawkish than previous policies. As you can see, most people believe it will be neutral, exactly as it was previously. No action and a neutral policy. That will be something the markets actually will be happy with because enough of turbulence is there in the global seas and in the bond markets itself in the past couple of months. But there will be outside the policy things that people will watch out for, whether the limits of foreign buying in Indian bonds is raised. That's widely expected and could keep bonds on the front foot. And of course, you must expect a lot of chatter on NPAs, public sector bank frauds and private sector bank, if you can call it, sharp practices. A lot of questions will be on perhaps non-monetary policy issues.
Oh yes, Lata, the allied questions are going to be really clearly watched out for. Tomorrow is a big day and we will have all the answers tomorrow afternoon. Let's move on. Chair for Farmers and the Indian Economy Weather Forecast firm SkyMet says that India is likely to receive normal monsoon this year with a 0% chance of drought. Now, according to the SkyMet, rainfall during June to September is expected to be 100% of the long period average of the 887 millimeter figure. However, according to SkyMet, there is also a 20% chance that the monsoon will be below average. We spoke to G.P. Sharma, the president of the Meteorology and Climate Change at SkyMet. He says that monsoon will begin on a good note.
This monsoon, we expect it starts on a very good note in the month of June itself. The opening month should have a excess rainfall, I will say. It will go up to almost about crossing 110% even. Okay. But then little less rainfall, we see a marginal deficit coming in the month of July and August as well. But that's deficiencies to the tune of about 3% in the month of July and then about 4% in the month of August. But September makes up again, I think it should end on a rainy note with about 100%, 101% to be exact, of normal rainfall.
Well, it's been 4 days since the rollout of the e-way bill, and it seems like a smooth ride so far. CNBC TV18 spoke to the All India Motor Transport Congress to find out what's happening on the ground. So according to the Transport Congress, over 8 lakh transporters generated e-way bills on the 3rd of April as compared to around 2.6 lakh on 1st of April and about 6.5 lakh on the 2nd of April. And the number is only growing. The Transport Congress expects around 9 lakh e-way bills to be generated today. Let's take a look at how the states are faring, in fact, on this front. Gujarat tops the list, generating about 3.6 lakh e-way bills up until 3rd of April, followed by Karnataka, that generated around 2.65 lakh e-way bills until 3rd of April. Now, while there are no major glitches reported this time, some minor hiccups are being faced by transporters. Transport Congress says that consignments that have been in transit before 31st of March have been stopped by tax officers, and some cases have also come to light where authorities are demanding e-way bills for intra-state consignment that has to cross state borders due to highway route. That's clearly, of course, some teething troubles that we're seeing, but broadly, it has been a smooth transition so far. And with that, let's in fact shift our focus to news coming in, to development coming in, rather, from the political theatre. Kritika, we have a big exclusive interview from our sister channel.
You know, I like the use of political theatre, Ashbit. It has been a dramatic one, but this is one exclusive interview that we have been looking forward to for a while. In an exclusive interview with Bhupendra Chaubey, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, has hit out at its estranged NDA ally BJP. He said that the government has betrayed the state of Andhra Pradesh. He also added that all political parties are sympathetic to the TDP's no confidence notion against the government. Take a look at what he had to say.
All of a sudden, I didn't do all these things. I had an alliance with NDA. Only the reason state was denied with so many things because of bifurcation. My people are totally betrayed. During 2014 election, they punished the then party which is in government, that is in Congress. After that, if you see Narendra Modi ji and also present NDA, that means BJP party, has promised so many things, will fulfill everything. Last 4 years, 29 visits I visited to Delhi. I represented to various people. They showed me so many times, so many things. Elections sometimes, Bihar, UP and other elections like that. But consistently I am fighting, but nothing has been happened.
All these various politicians whom you've met, are they all in unison that injustice has been done to you?
No, everybody is supporting our no confidence. All political parties are sympathetic towards us. I am asking this through this parliament. All members of parliament, all political parties who are all there now, earlier also they are party to our bifurcation. Is it not their responsibility to have a review what they had done, what they didn't do?
Do you think that there is going to be unity within the opposition? And Akhilesh Yadav and Mayawati, who consistently take positions in your favor. But do you think that this unity that we're seeing in Parliament right now, will this unity last all the way till 2020?
No, what I'm saying, unity is one, justice is another, truth is truth. You cannot deny the truth. You cannot deny the commitments.
So your focus is on getting your special category status.
Yeah.
If it means that you have to do business, if you have to be friends with the Congress party, you're willing to accept that.
What I am saying...
Because you'll require political support.
What I am saying, it is our rightful this thing. If you are having support from people, any political party for that matter has to fulfill our demand.
And this entire group, sir, if you have to put pressure on the center, does this group of chief ministers, does it not require a leader? Are you willing to be that leader?
No, what I am saying always...
Are you interested in being that leader?
No, you are going hypothetical questions.
Out of the question. How, sir?
No, not only out of the questions. You are asking imaginary things. For all these things today, I am confined only for state development.
Therefore, finally, sir, there is no possibility whatsoever, because Chandrababu Naidu, as I said, is also the master of moving in multiple boats together. You're not thinking in terms of going back to the NDA government at any cost?
No, we are very clear. We are fighting with NDA government on our rightful demands.
So there you have it, Chandrababu Naidu ruling out an alliance with the BJP for the coming future. Clearly, Chandrababu Naidu gearing up for the upcoming, not just the Lok Sabha elections, but also the 2019 Assembly polls in the state of Andhra. On that note, let's slip into a very short break. But up next, the Enforcement Directorate claims a key breakthrough in the PNB Nirav Modi case. Exclusive details on the other side.
Welcome back. You're still watching India Business Hour Plus. Now let's get to an exclusive news break. In the PNB Nirav Modi saga, the Enforcement Directorate is claiming to have made a crucial breakthrough over the slew of shell companies allegedly used by Nirav Modi. Utkarsh Chaturvedi, who's been tracking this story from day one, has the details. Utkarsh, first tell us about the latest findings and also what can we expect from ED in terms of active action that they can take now?
Remember when we broke the money trail in our channel, we spoke about the fact that how the clutch of shell companies used by Nirav Modi is the missing link here. Now what we understand from our sources in ED is that they have found 30 such companies based in Hong Kong and Dubai which were used by Nirav Modi to really get those money of LOU and park them into shell companies, and some of them were brought back to India as well. Now what we are picking up is that somewhere around 4,000 crore rupees is still in these shell companies in both Dubai and Hong Kong, and somewhere around 2,000 crore rupees has come back to the country via the Hawala route. Or our sources in the ED also tell us that most of these directors have been questioned by Enforcement Directorate, but the ones who have not responded to the summons, ED will go ahead and ask ME to revoke their passports so the questioning can begin. Remember that ED went ahead and did their first arrest much later than CBI. ED arrested Shyam Wadhwa and said that Shyam Wadhwa was instrumental in setting up all those shell companies, and ED believes that all of these companies were set up by Shyam Wadhwa only. Also what we pick up from Enforcement Directorate sources is that it is in the next 2 months that Enforcement Directorate will be filing its first charge sheet in the case, and and they believe they do have a strong case against Nirav Modi.
Well, thanks a lot for that, Utkarsh. And from one developing story to the other, there have been new developments in the alleged nexus between ICICI Bank CEO Chanda Kocher's family and Videocon Group's Venugopal Doot. Now, we learned from sources that the Serious Fraud Investigation Office, or the SFIO, has written to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs seeking its approval to probe the ICICI Bank and Videocon case. In fact, according to sources, the SFIO has already submitted a preliminary report to the MCA on this case. The SFIO had received a complaint against the ICICI Bank and Videocon in February this year. Now, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is expected to respond to the SFIO's request within this week. Meanwhile, the ICICI Bank has said that it has not received any communication from the SFIO in this matter. And with that, Kritika, back to you. We believe there's another exclusive story that we have from the hospitality space.
Absolutely, Ashwin. There is a 2-day hospitality global event that is undergoing, and in the sidelines of this, hotel chain Marriott International spoke to CNBC TV18 exclusively, pointing out the fact that they are betting big on India. The company, in fact, inaugurated its 100th hotel yesterday in Bengaluru, and now it is planning to sign another 50 deals here in India. In an exclusive conversation with CNBC TV18's Prashant Nair, President and CEO of Marriott International said that India has a lot to offer to its travellers, so the government should keep marketing India.
Well, having first showcased their 2018 smartphone portfolio at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, HMD Global has now brought in 4 new Nokia-branded smartphones to India. CNBC TV18's Megha Vishwanath caught up with Pekka, the Chief Marketing Officer for HMD Global, and Country Head Ajay Mehta to know more about the company's India plans and how long can Nokia bank on its legacy.
Ajay and Pekka, thank you so much for being with us on CNBC TV 18's Tech Toys. Now, this is business year 2 for HMD and Nokia in India. So let's first start with you, Pekka, and tell us how important India is for HMD and Nokia as a brand.
India is absolutely amongst our top 3 markets in the world, and we are now so very happy that with these latest additions that we are introduced now to the Indian market, we have a great portfolio of Nokia Android smartphones, and we think that almost every Indian consumer can find the right Nokia that they can rely on.
The 2018 launches that Nokia made at Mobile World Congress, it nearly took you a month to come to India. What took you guys so long?
It's only a few weeks after Mobile World Congress, and I think India is probably one of the first markets that are getting these devices. So we are launching the Nokia 8 Sirocco. We have the Nokia 7 Plus, which is the 18:9 ratio with a ceramic back, and the new Nokia 6, which is an improvement of the Nokia 6 in terms of a better chipset and a far better experience. So we are really excited to bring these three products to market, and of course we've launched the Nokia 1 a few days ago.
At Mobile World Congress last year, you launched the 3310. That, of course, stirred up the nostalgia factor in many. And this year again, we saw the 8110 reloaded, a blast from the past. So let me ask you straight up, how long do you think you can play the nostalgia card?
I just wanted to emphasize and underline that we are not on a nostalgia trip. We are really like writing the next chapter of connecting people in a fresh and modern way. However, we are so privileged and happy that we have a brand that has a great heritage. So we will be selectively doing certain things that are getting the inspiration from the past.
Now, the three smartphones that have been launched in India, one is in the sub 20K category, the next one is in the sub 30K category, and the Nokia 8 Sirocco jumps straight to the flagship segment, which is in the sub 50K category. The sweet spot, that is the 30,000 to 40,000, the mid-premium bracket, that is something that we've seen many OEMs, trying to grab, be it OnePlus, be it Huawei with its Honor brand, or even Xiaomi. How come Nokia has skipped that bracket and jumped straight to the premium segment?
We are looking at establishing ourselves at the flagship level. We are looking at 20 to 30,000 also. It was a category where we hadn't launched a phone. So we are launching one in 20 to 30,000. And the sub 20,000 is actually where the bulk of the market is, as you know. All right, so we have a device between 10 and 20,000, and we have launched one in the 5,499 price point. So we are looking to be a full range player. We have expanded our portfolio from where we are at this point in time. We will look to filling in the blanks as we go forward. Stay tuned.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of India Business Hour. We leave you with glimpses from the opening ceremony of the 21st Commonwealth Games, which kicked off today in Gold Coast, Australia. Leading the Indian contingent at the ceremony was Olympic silver medalist P.V. Sindhu. Good night.